DL Hughley, thank
What's
you
up,
so much
LBJ?
for joining us on News with a Twist, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
It's a pleasure to have you in New Orleans. All right, so the resume is so long. King of comedy, legendary comedian, now radio superstar across the country, and that's a bit of a change for you.
It is. Well, you know, I think honestly, my skill set is my gig is just to tell people what I think about any given number of situations. So it feels like the same because it's really just what I do is make people laugh. So it's the same as the water that comes in your house. Some you use to wash your clothes, some you use to cook, some you use to take a shower. Same source, different use. So it kind of feels the same to me. And radio's so immediate and fast, it feels a lot like stand-up, only I don't have people with a 30-second dump button.
I understand. Now, speaking of making people laugh, you're here in our city because you're making a whole lot of folks laugh tonight with Eddie Griffin.
At the Sanger, yeah.
Yeah, at the brand new Sanger Theater. We're so excited about it because it's been closed since Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
And so I think you're the first comedy. Well, no.
Well, Jerry Seinfeld.
With Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So you're the second comedy show, but this is...
And the brothers always gonna go number 2.
Brothers
right?
gonna go...
They will never open a historic theater in the South and have a black dude do it. I'm surprised they let a Jewish dude do it. Seinfeld, what is he? Is he from Ireland? Yeah, so, the point is not a whole lot of feats been on the stage.
Right, not a lot of feet have been on the stage,
right.
But we're expecting a great show tonight. Is this a tour or are you
doing
around the country?
Right now I'm gearing up. I'm going to do a special in February in Seattle called Clear. And it's just, so now we're just putting elements of it together, but I love playing New Orleans. I love the fact that we're at the Sanger Theater. Eddie Griffin is an outstanding comic and a good friend of mine, so we're excited to be here.
Now, so Kings of Comedy, let's back up to that a minute. Bernie Mac, God bless him, no longer with us.
Right.
Steve, as large as ever.
Yeah.
With,
right.
TV and radio and everything else. Ced's still around doing some stuff out in LA and all. And now we've got you and even relaunching on the radio side and everything else. Did you think all of you guys would still be as relevant? Sure.
I think that the key to being relevant is to talk about the things that are going on now. I think that people always say that, every once in a while somebody reinvents themselves, but I think the kind of the mechanism of reinventing yourself is just being comfortable being where you're at right now. Because a lot of people try to kind of relive what they were.
Yeah.
You see them on the basketball course or at work or whatever. So they'll kind of try to go back to their roots or be what they were, where most people just kind of don't have that luxury. Most people kind of have to evolve or they won't be here. And I think that if you're comfortable being who you are at the very moment, that really kind of helps you kind of stay at the forefront.
How important was the BT Comic View and also Russell's Def Comedy Jam?
I think that, before traditionally you only had one black comic at a time. It was a drip out of a faucet, It'd be Eddie or it'd be Red Fox, it'd be Richard Pryor, it'd be Bill Cosby, one at a time. What those shows did, BET and Def Jam, Russell Simmons with Def Jam specifically, Def Comedy Jam specifically, is they just turned the faucet on high.
Right.
And so instead of one comic, 50 comics came,
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you had, Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, you had Steve, me, Adele, Simply Murder, Bernie Mac. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And so you could, then all of a sudden, we were not just kind of novelties and not just kind of all that, just kind of singular. It was a mass movement, and they were instrumental in making sure that movement happened.
Back to the radio show for just a second. Do you see it now as a vehicle? Because some folks use their platform just to be funny. Others use their platform to help folks. Where does DL fit in the entire landscape?
Well, I think it's not too much different than my person. I want to be what I'm supposed to be at that very moment.
Right.
I think sometimes it's, sometimes there's a time to dance, sometimes there's a time to laugh, sometimes there's time to be serious. So many things in this country, and what I think the crux of the show, I think the intent of the show is to make people. My mother used to always say, you got to laugh to keep from crying. And I think that there's so many things that are like that in our society. I think that kind of is the kind of emphasis of our radio show, to kind of be able to laugh at the things. Like the other day, here in Lake Charles, a preacher got killed from the pulpit.
Yeah.
And my contention is that, and we did a big break on it, my contention is that church is more dangerous than the club now. More dangerous than the club because, and we talked about the fact that there's so much apathy in religion.
Yes.
Because, and particularly for men,
right?
Not because black women gonna go to church, and they're gonna drag their children with them.
Yeah.
And men are less present in church, and I think specifically because of these things.
Yes.
And so it's a chance to kind of have a serious, just like to me, like women love Scandal, which is about a mistress who they would hate in their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
They love Scandal.
She's empowering.
Right. Which is funny, but you could, if you would hate her if she was.
With your husband.
Right. They love Olivia Pope, but they won't buy Alicia Keys' album. You know what I mean? So it's just, to me, there are these small things that are just the irony and the hypocrisy of them call out for just a comedic note. And then there's some things that are serious, like the fact that, Aaron Alexis, the gentleman who shot the Navy shipyard, went to the police 2 times and said, hey, look, I'm in trouble, I'm hearing voices. Right. And that in this country it's easier that a mental disability doesn't disqualify you from having a gun, but it doesn't qualify you for help. Wow. So there are things that are happening, and so all these things have happened in the course of being on the radio, and they all have distinctly different kind of drive. So it's just, I love the immediacy of it, and I love kind of being in that moment, and I think nothing does that like radio.
Do we see anything on the horizon, any movie, any TV, any new stuff?
Oh yeah,
we're just a big concentration on the show.
We're doing actually we have a game show that's on TBS called called Trust Me, I'm a Game Show host by Mark Burnett, who's the biggest name in reality, The Survivor and The Voice, and so it was a show he's been trying to put on for 10 years. It premieres October 22nd, and I'm telling you, it's one of the funniest. It's not a sappy kind of, really kind of corny game show host. It's we lie, we cuss, and so then we have a show with FX that will come out that's based on me having a radio show. So it'll be a sitcom on FX. We actually sold I did a documentary called In Danger, where I actually tried to get a black man put on the endangered species list, and that was a documentary. Now it's a film. We're doing a short film with Imagine. So we have a lot on the horizon right now.
Man, it's so good to talk to you.
Likewise. Thanks, Al.
Thanks,
Thank you, man. Thank you.
L. Hughley in New Orleans.
Thank you.